All right, friends, we are live. Shabbat Shalom and Good Shabbos. I'm going to also add something. Chodesh Tov. Chodesh Tov. It's Rosh Chodesh. Starts this evening, carries through Shabbat and Sunday. It's Rosh Chodesh Tammuz. It is the fifth month on the Jewish calendar. Next month is Av, known for Tisha B'Av. And then we're on at this, we're a month off. That would be 6. We're at 4, 5, 6. 6 is Av, 7. Nope, I'm off one. Anyway, we got Elul after Av, after Tammuz. So we're about 3 months out from the beginning of Tishrei. 3 months out from the beginning of the high holidays. So, yeah, I mean, it was just Passover. Before that, it was just the high holidays. But this is where we are. Tori, would you like to mention this evening? You're up from Shiva.
Yeah. I can't do that. Can't.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll do it for you if you want.
Me and the camera.
You want to pull the trigger, you can pull the trigger.
And I'll hold it. We just
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu v'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
All right, friends, let's turn to page 9. Page 9 will begin with responsive reading. Page 9. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. Let's jump ahead to page 20 as we welcome Shabbat further with Lecha Dodi. Page 20 at the top. Lecha Dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nikabela, lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nikabela, shamu v'zachor b'dibur echad. Ishmi'anu el hamichad, Adonai echad u'shmo echad. L'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela, likrat Shabbat lechu b'necha, ki mekor ha'bracha, merosh mikedem nehesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila, lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nikabela, mikdash melech ir melucha, kumitzi mitoch apecha, rav lahak shevet b'yemecha b'cha, v'hu yachamol alai chemla, lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Itna ari me'afar kumi, lifshi bigdei tifar tehechami, al yad benishai beit halachmi, korva el nafshi ge'ala, lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nikabela, hitorari, Ki va ore kumihi ori, ori, shir dameri, Kevod Adonai Nikla Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela Lo Tevoshi Velo Tikomi Mahati Tochachi Matehemi Allah Yechesu Anye Ami B'nihif Netayir Altila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela V'hayu L'shisa Shohosayich V'rahachaku Kol Mevalayich V'yasis Alayich Elohayich Ki himsos Chatan Al Kala Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela Yamin Usmol Tifrotzi Viet Adonai Taharitzi Al Yarish Ben Partzi B'ni Smecha V'nagila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela Boi B'Shalom Ateret Bala Gam B'Simcha U'Sola Toch Emunei Am Segula Boi Chala Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. Let's turn to page 222 for some verses from Psalm 92, the Psalm for Shabbat, and let's read the outdented paragraph together in English. A psalm for Shabbat. It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night. With a 10-stringed harp, with voice and lyre together, you have gladdened me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy in your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai. How very subtle your designs. A brute cannot know, a fool cannot understand this. Tzadik katamar yifrach ke'erez alvanon yiskeh shetulim bebeit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu Yahafrihu O Jinuvun Deseva Desheni Berat Ani Ihiyu Lehagi Ki Ashar Adonai Suri Velo Havlatavo. Page 24, let's welcome the angels who come to spend Shabbat with us and greet them with Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharei, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitzem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch. We have welcomed the Sabbath bride, and she is with us. We're going to begin the Arvit service for Shabbat, the evening service. Please turn with me to page 146. Please rise for Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated. Page 147, let's read together in English. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom. Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but your sovereignty endures. Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Agavim. Page 148, the second bracha, the second blessing before Shema. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Ahavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadita Al Kain Adonai Eloheinu V'shachneinu v'kumeinu Nasiach b'chukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha U'v'mitzvotecha Le'olam va'ed Ki heim chayenu v'yorech yameinu v'yorech yameinu Uvehem nehege yomam v'layla yomam v'layla Ve'ahavat techal tasir b'menu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha V'chol levacha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha V'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom ha'levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha v'beitecha uvlektecha b'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha Ukshartam leot al yadecha, ve'hayu letotafot v'neinecha, uchtabtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'visharecha, leman tizkeruhu v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'tem kedoshim le'loechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem. Page 151, let's read responsively. We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all. Before our eyes, there is a vision of perfection, order, and goodness. When will redemption come? Long ago, we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the power of the Most High. Top of 152. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi kamocha nedar bakodesh nohorati lo osefele malchutecha ra'u banecha bokeyam lifnei Moshe zeili anu v'yamru Adonai imloch leolam voed v'nehemar kifad Adonai et Yaakov ugalo miat chazak mimenu baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Page 153 at the top two lines. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'ha'amidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'ha'amidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Let's read together in English. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'porei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Page 154 at the top, Vishamru. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש Shabbat v'yi nafash, Shabbat v'yi nafash, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, לדורותם ברית עולם. We're on page 155. Please rise as we begin the Amidah together. 155, 156, and 157. After 157, we'll go silently. This evening, please add on page 161, Yale V'Yavo, as it is Rosh Chodesh. But other than that, the Amidah stays the same. Page 155, let's begin together. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Mekoneh HaKol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot B'imahot, Umevin Goel Lifnei Pneihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Umagin, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magin Avraham, Yezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye Metim Atarav LaHoshia, Mori Atahal, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye Metim Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofek Oholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Givorot, Umidol Melach, Melech Memit, Umechayem, Umatzmiach Yeshua, B'ne'eman Atah L'chayot Leitim, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechaye HaMetim. Page 160, let's go in the middle and let's read together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may we all live in such a way that this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabat. 163, let's a little bit of hoda'ah, a little bit of thanksgiving. And it doesn't have to be a big ticket item for Thanksgiving, because that all starts with a little bit of gratitude. Gratitude and Thanksgiving go hand in hand. Top of page 163. For the good in us, which calls us to a better life, we give thanks. For the desire in us, which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful. For life tomorrow, all praise to the source of being. We'll close out on 164. Shalom Rav. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Praise to you, Adonai, who blesses your people of Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael, b'shalom. Going to jump ahead to page 253 for one of our prayers for healing. This one is known as Misha Berach. If you have anyone who needs a little healing this Shabbat, keep them in your thoughts and close to your heart as we prepare middle of page 253 for Misha Berach. Misha Berach Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha La'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We're going to jump ahead to 258 and 259, the prayers of our community. Hoyt, how about the prayer for our congregation?
Source of all being, may the children of this community learn these passions from us. Love of Torah, devotion and prayer in support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction, and may we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts bring fulfillment and joy.
Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levacha b'yirah na'avod. Mari, prayer for our country.
O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit.
Amen.
Amen.
Shalom, shalom, Yerushalayim, Yishlayu Avayich. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. Avinu Shabashamayim, Sur Yisrael, Bagolo, Barech et Medinat Yisrael, Reshit Tzmichat Gulatenu. Again Aleha, Biafrach Chasdecha, Ufros Aleha, Sukat Shomecha, Ushlach Orchav, Amitecha, Lerasheha, Sareha, Vioetzeha. Betakneim Be'etzah Tova Milfanecha, Benatata Shalom Ba'aretz, Besimchat Olam Yishbeha, Benomar, Amen. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love, spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen. All right, friends, Shabbat Shalom and good Shabbos and Chodesh Tov. This week's portion is Korach, and it's, I wonder why they haven't made a movie out of this one yet. This one is it's an amazing parsha. Korach is the great-grandson of Levi. So he has some yichus, he has some standing in the community. He's from the same tribe as Moshe, Aharon, and Miriam. But along with Datan, Abiram, and On, he starts up a rebellion against Moshe and Aharon. Now, as I said the last couple of weeks, the 5 parshiot that make up the bulk of the summer reading, these 5 actually deal with how we interact with each other and how we use language, right? Last week it was the spies and when they came back and how they riled up the children of Israel with their, not necessarily lies, but not giving the whole picture of what was going on. And the week before that, it was Miriam and Aharon talking about Moshe behind his back and Moshe's wife. And so now this week it's Korach, and he, with like I said, Datan, Abiram, and On, and 200 other respected community members, they stage a rebellion, kind of like a coup against Moshe. They question his leadership, and Korach accuses them of acting holier than the rest of Bnei Yisrael. All right, Moshe and Aharon have been placed in positions of leadership, but Korach, who a lot of the rabbis in the commentary say is kind of a jealous fellow, doesn't think it's fair that Moshe and Aharon get to run everything, and so Korach, makes a mess of things. Right? He accuses them of bringing them out of a land of milk and honey. Right, which is not true, brought them out of Egypt, which was the land of slavery. He then says to Moshe, well, it's not. Korach we all know a Korach. We've all met them in meetings. We've all met them in places where things get discussed. They are all problem and no solution. You've done this, Moshe. Well, how should we fix it? I don't know. No, you did this. All right. So he just kind of lists all the things that Moshe has done wrong, but offers no solution. He just likes to complain. And as he finds out, he gets 250 respected community members to join in on him because, hey, if somebody likes to complain, well, let's hitch our boat to his and see if we get what we get. Well, in this case, because Korach is all mouth and no action, he's all accusation and no understanding, Moshe calls for a meeting in front of the Mishkan. Bring your fire pans and incense, and we'll figure out where to go from here. Well, in between Moshe saying that and the meeting happening, Korach is able to get the entire community to back him. And then now God gets involved, right? Because this is a mutiny. This is something that shouldn't happen. Korach should know his place, but instead he decides, oh no, well, I'm Levi too. And, my opinion matters more than anybody else's. And yeah, I don't have any solutions, but, as long as I complain, people will pay attention to me. Well, God pays attention and says to Moshe and Aharon, pull back, kids, because I'm just going to destroy the whole community and we'll start over. And God has a habit of wanting to do that, especially in these early parshiot of Bamidbar. But Moshe pleads with God on Bnei Israel's behalf and says to God, look, if one sins, are you going to destroy the entire community? Right? This is Korach and a handful of people. The other people just joined on for whatever reasons. So God says, all right. God tells Moshe and Aharon to have the community step away from Korach and his merry band of malcontents. And God says, because I'll punish them. So the earth opens up its mouth and swallows Korach, Datan, Aviram, On, and the 250 members of the society, of the community who join them. And then the earth's mouth closes up again, which I think is one of the great pieces of poetic justice. Korach opens his mouth and causes trouble. So how do you get rid of him? You don't ask him to leave. God had a miracle. The mouth of the earth opens up, swallows Korach and his merry band of malcontents, and life goes on. I've often wondered where that mouth is in life right now. I mean, where is it? Could it swallow up Washington? Could it swallow up, all these different places where people are just popping off? But so the rabbis enjoy this as well, and they say that it's the punishment fits the crime in this case. But the next day, it's not all that better. The people accuse Moshe and Aharon of bringing death to the community, right? Korach's punishment didn't sit well with the people, and they feel that Moses asked for it. And God threatens again to destroy the people, and a plague breaks out. Aharon makes offerings, and at the end of the plague, 14,700 are dead because of their complaint, of their lashing out at Moshe. Again, without warrant and without, they were all problem and no solution. All problem and no solution. The end of the Parsha, Moshe organizes the priesthood. The Kohanim are going to oversee the ritual. The Levi'im are the helpers. And because of this, and for a bunch of other reasons, the Levites don't get land when the land of Israel is divided up amongst the tribes, but they get to keep the offerings and eat of the offerings and keep some of the money that is offered in the Mishkan and ultimately then in the temple. 9 new mitzvot this week, 5 positive, 4 negatives. I think that the most telling negative is don't open your mouth if you don't have something constructive to say. Now that's not one, but it should be, because Korach and his merry band found that out. That's your Torah portion in a nutshell. All right, we are at the beginning of Rosh Chodesh. We don't often have it on Shabbat, so I don't get to talk to people about Rosh Chodesh. It just falls whenever it normally does. It's the new moon. Our calendar is based largely on the moon cycle, the lunar cycle. And so if you go out and look up at the sky tonight, it's a nice clear night, you're not going to see a moon. And that tells you that it's the new moon. And then as the days progress, you'll start to see the sliver of the moon as it begins to wax. And then when you get to the 15th of the lunar month, the 15th of the month is where 2 of our major holidays fall. Right, the 15th of Nisan for Passover and the 15th of Tishrei for Sukkot. 2 major festivals that have outdoor components. And what a better time to start than when the moon is full. And remember, our biblical ancestors did not have outdoor lights the way we do. So the full moon provided lots of illumination. And without us paying attention to the lunar cycle, we don't have a calendar. Right, so this is very important. We'd lose track of the festivals and all sorts of things. In the period of the first temple, right, going way, way back, it was a major kind of holiday that fell every month. There were special sacrifices offered. You would hear the shofar sounded. There was feasting. There were a lot of parties. And it was a holiday from work. Nobody worked on that day. So it was a lot like a festival, like Passover, Sukkot, Shavuot, right, with the things you were allowed to do and weren't allowed to do. After we returned from the first exile, This is after the first temple was destroyed in 586. It became a semi-holiday. All work that was not necessary was forbidden. Women, this was a holiday for women, because they didn't have to sew or weave on Rosh Chodesh. So they got, a break from some of their work. So the semi-status, ultimately it becomes, the minor holiday status fades away, and Rosh Chodesh is just another normal working day for us. Now, that must have been difficult for the rabbis to break away from that, because Rosh Chodesh, even in biblical times, was a big deal. Right? But now it's not so much a big deal for us. The only way we would know it's Rosh Chodesh, unless we're looking up at the sky or keeping track on the calendar, is that there's a couple liturgical additions that we add to the prayers for the weekday and also on Shabbat. This evening we read Ya'aleh V'Yavo, and this is a particular prayer that asks God to remember us for good, for blessing, and for life. And it's said on the other major holidays as well, of Sukkot and Passover. We also say it on what's known as Chol HaMoed, the intermediary days between the beginning of a festival and the end of a festival. And tomorrow and Sunday morning we'll have Chatzi Hallel, right? We'll celebrate Rosh Chodesh with Hallel. Now today, if you look at your watch or you look at your Hebrew calendar, it's going to say, but today is the 30th of the month of Sivan. Or is it ER? I can't remember. Anyway,
No, it's Sivan.
it's Sivan. It's Sivan. Yeah, Shavuot. But this is the 30th. How can this be Rosh Chodesh? It's the 30th. Well, when the rabbis decreed that when the month has 29 days, the 29th day is the end of the day, and the end of the month, and the next day is the first of the new month, which is Rosh Chodesh. When the month has 30 days, it's Rosh Chodesh. The last day of the month is being considered Rosh Chodesh, and then the day after that is the first day. So today, right, as we move into Shabbat, is the 30th of Sivan, and Sunday will be the first of Tammuz. So if you're interested in watching where you are in the month, in the Hebrew month, all you have to do is look up at the sky at night, and the moon will tell you everything you need to know. Right? If you don't see the moon and you see the moon getting bigger, it's waxing, you're at the beginning of the Hebrew month. Once you get to the full moon, then the moon starts to wane, and the moon's going to go away from us. It's going to go away, and ultimately we'll reach the end of the month, and then the moon will disappear, as it were, and then we'll start a new month. There's one very nice ritual that we don't often do, and it's the sanctification of the new month. Rosh Chodesh is really a joyous time, and even back as far as biblical times, the prophet Amos, the prophet Isaiah write about Rosh Chodesh and it being a big to-do, lots of feasting, lots of joy. And so the rabbis kept one little part, 3 days after Rosh Chodesh begins, up to the 15th of the month, you can sanctify the moon. It's called Kiddush Levanah. And it's a bunch of psalms and readings that really bring some joy to getting another month, having another month, the opportunity to learn and to grow. And you do it after the moon has already started, so that's after the third day. And after the 15th, you've missed it, because now the moon is waxing and it's no longer considered new. It doesn't have that new moon smell, but it's just kind of like, the moon is still up there. It's not gone away yet. But it's joyful. So you should be happy that it's Rosh Chodesh, even if though right now Rosh Chodesh means we're creeping ever closer to the high holidays and all that they will entail. But the month of Tammuz, it's an okay month. Then we have the month of Av, which is a dark month with Tisha B'Av, and then we're in the month of Elul, which is the month of celebration and getting ready for the high holidays. So I want to wish you all a Chodesh Tov. May it hold blessings for us all. All right, Maury, what do you think?
Kadoosh.
Kiddush. Kiddush, not Kiddush Lebanon, no, but the Friday night Kiddush. Right where I left it. It's always right where I leave it. Is it in Maryland? Dropping this book. Vayir vayivoker yom hashishi, vayachulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzivam, vayachal Elohim bayom hashvi melachto asher hasa, vayishbot bayom hashvi mikol melachto asher hasa, vayavarech Elohim et yom hashvi, vayikadesh oto kivo shavat Mikol melachto asher bara Elohim la'asod. Savri. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam borei kori hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza banu. V'shamat kodsho v'ahava u'ratzon Inchilanu, Zikaron lemaseh v'reshit, Ihu yom tehila, Lamikrai kodesh, Zecher etziat mitzrayim, Kivanu v'acharta, V'otanu kidashta, Mikol ha'amim, V'shabat kodshecha, v'ahava uvratzon, inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh Hashabbat. Please remain standing. Page 282. We'll begin closing out the service with Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'chol, la'teit gedula liyotzeh reshit, shelo asanu k'goyeh ha'ratzon, lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu b'chol hamonam. Va'anachnu purim u'mishtatavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu notei shamayim yosei haaretz u'moshe nikaro b'shamayim yimal u'shlinatu zo B'govei meromim, Hu Eloheinu Eino, Emet Lakeinu Efes Ulato, Kakatu B'Torato, V'yadata Hayom V'hashivota, Elevavecha, Ki Adonai Hu Elohim. Hashamayim imal, v'yaharetz v'hitachat nehenon. Kakatu b'toratecha Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed Nehemon v'haya Adonai Lamelech al kol ha'aretz Bayom hahu Yeh Adonai echad U'shemo echad. You may be seated. We offer our condolences to Rose Ritter on the passing of her son Gregory Galperin. And we are observing Shloshim for Rabbi David Butcher, Roger Evans, and Gregory Galperin. This week we observed the following yahrzeits: Lou Chertow, Bruce's mother; Alice Hartz Herbert, Hal Herbert's wife, mother of Ellen Arena and Anita Aller, Maury Hartz's aunt; Frida Kagan, Harold's wife, mother of Scott, Drew, and Brent; Sarah Hassel, Pauline's cousin; Harry Mazo, related to Simon; Irving Selig, relative of Manny Berinsky; Philip Selig, related to Manny Berinsky; Josephine Solacek, Mark's aunt; Shirley Solacek, Mark's mother; Gussie Tesser, Herb's mother; Louis Cohen, David Glick's uncle; Ben Kalman, Sharon Weed's father; Sylvia Supowitz, Lynn Mayer's mother; Max Alfred Hassel, related to Sarah and also Pauline's cousin; Rose Maces, Maury Hartz's great aunt; Lake A. Brown, Edna Baker, and Irvin Brown's brother; Herb Kolker, Betty's husband, parents of Larry, Stephen, David, and Deborah, also Matt and Lee Kolker's uncle; John Lentz, Judy's husband; Gertrude Rose, Elaine Skoll's mother; Isabel Strauss Silverman, related to Harold; Vicky Rosalind Kalfus, Barbara Silverstein's sister; Edwin G. Poland, husband of Dorothy Poland and father of Lisa, uncle to Marilyn, Lake, Sydney, Annette, Lois Ann, Rosalind, and the rest of the Poland family; Glenda Bihar, Marcus, Tori Witcher's sister. May their souls be bound up with the bond of life eternal. May their memories be a blessing to us all, and may they always rest in peace. Page 294, Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah, Ba'amad, Yirach, Yirutei, Yamlik Mochitei, B'chayechon, B'yomechon, B'chayei, B'chol Beit Yisrael, La'agala, Bizman, Kariv, Yiruk, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam L'Amei Maya. Yitvarach Yishtabach Yitpa'ar Yitramam Yitnaseh Yitadar Yitaled Yitalal Shmei Kusha Richu Le'elam Min Kol Birchata B'Shirata Tushpachata B'Nechamata Ba'amiram Ba'alma V'Yibru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya L'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'Yibru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Ramav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'Yibru Amen. You may be seated. Mr. Hoyt, Mr. President, you got some announcements for us?
Yes.
Okay. We'll get you started.
Shabbat Shalom, friends.
Shabbat Shalom.
We've got some new folks, so welcome to new folks and
Jack and Cookie.
Jack and Cook
Jack and Cookie, yes.
from the Garden State.
Yes.
I watch the Garden State every night when I watch The Sopranos. So,
Part of it was shot on our campus.
yeah, it's pretty fun. So listen, so tomorrow we've got service at 10 a.m. Be here. I think last week we had a great turnout. We've got a good turnout tonight, so hopefully we'll have some people, maybe a minion even. Sunday we've got a service at 9, and then we have study with the rabbi at 1 and 2.
At 1, we're to 1 and 2 yet, because we're going to finish up one class
Okay,
and then take a break and then come up with the class on prayer and the Siddur.
very good. And then we have a Yiddish choir on Wednesday with Toby and Scott Murphy. I believe that's at 6 o'clock.
7.
7. Just one announcement, a couple things. We are gearing up for the high holidays. Cantor Beth will be joining us this year, and I would ask that if you like Cater Beth, and I know you do, if you can find it in your heart to make a donation, that would always be appreciated. Excuse me? What? You want to say something?
No.
Okay. But that would be wonderful. But she'll be up here for the high holidays. Martha is retiring, and again, I do believe that we have something nice picked out for her. We're going to have a celebration, but we do need leads on replacing her, or at least getting someone to do her job. She's not replaceable, but if someone can make suggestions, we do need to find someone to replace her. So anybody,
TikTok.
yeah, the clock is ticking. And we're also Tuesday we were having a board meeting, and we'll be addressing that in the board meeting. The board meeting is at 6. It'll be in that room. It is open to members of the congregation. You can't vote, but you can watch, and that's always a good thing because democracy dies in darkness, right?
Or in Washington.
Or in Washington. Well, let's hope next year. I hope this was not our last 4th of July that we celebrate peacefully, right?
Like they say, every
Yeah.
250 years we have to defeat a mad king. So
It's true.
Yeah, here
It's
we go.
true, or at least a crazy
a
one.
classic crazy one.
Thank you, my friend.
The announcement went out for the board meeting. It's at 7. It's at 6.
It's at 6.
It's at 6.
It's at 6.
All right, it's at 6.
It's at 6.
6. Thank you, Hoyt. All righty. Stay hydrated out there. It is hot. It is humid. It is just it's the kind of weather that it's the only kind of weather that I really don't like. But that's okay. It's Shabbat, so that the weather is mediated by it being Shabbat. All right, let's close out on page 321 with Adon Olam. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Liek Nasa B'Pepsach Kol Azai Meher Shemo Nivra B'Yacharei Kiflo Taku Levado Yimoch Nora Vehu Haya Vehu Homer Vehu Yeh B'Tifara Vehu Echad V'Ein Sheni L'Hamshilo L'Achvira B'li Reshit B'li Tachlit V'lo Ha'oz V'Am Yisra Vehu Eli V'Chai Goali V'Tzor Hebli B'Yetzara Vehu Nisi Umanos Li Menat Kosi Biom Ekra Biadu Avki Ruchi Bieti Shan Biaira Bim Ruchi Gebiati Adonai Li Velo Ira. Let's see who says good evening to us, or good Shabbat, good Shabbos to us from the Intertubes. Heather Watts, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Heather. Same to you. Oh, there's Mom. Shabbat Shalom to all from Rabbi's mom and Cliff from hot and humid PA. There you go. Stay cool. Thanks, Mom and Cliff. Donna Wilson, Shabbat Shalom. Gorgeous weekend ahead. Yeah, Donna, I tend to agree. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom to you. And Sarah Weed. Hi, Sarah. Nice to see you. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos to you. All righty. All right, friends. Lots going on. Classes, meetings, you name it. We've got it. High holidays, about 3 months away. Not too soon to start preparing. Not too soon to start preparing. All right, friends. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos. Chodesh Tov. And please, please be careful out there. Chodesh Tov.